What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, and yes, I'm back with the other version of Capo by Ace of Base in the same session, even though it wasn't originally my intention. But shout out to Mikey. Sometimes he reaches out because, he knows I'm a night owl, and he'll reach out, and he sent me an email with some new tracks for the Lucky Dip journey that I'm doing from his material. And I mentioned that I had done the Ace of Base reaction, and he asked if I had done both versions, and I said no, I didn't originally, but you know what, I'll come back and I'll do the other one and I'll post them back to back. So we are here. And yes, the promo mix, I wonder what promotion this was, and was it like a version released on like a single or like a special release, like in relation to the full album, but not like the full album itself. Either way, Mikey mentioned that I think it was like that it's not particularly different, but it's like just retweaked and remixed in a, let's say, literal sense, not like giving it to a remixed artist who puts their own spin on it, but literally remixing the particular sonic elements, like tweaking the configuration, if you will. So again, I expect it to be quite similar to the other version. Mikey did mention that he wasn't going to reveal which version he liked better, so I'll do my best to compare and contrast in the moment, but ultimately, sometimes it's, when it comes to that kind of thing, it's like my opinion or my feeling is it's sort of like looking at two great paintings where it's like, I like that and I like that. Not sure which one I would pick if I had to only take one off of the wall. So we'll see what it is. This is Ace of Base and the promo mix of Capo, which again, this version is not from the album of the same name, but is another version of the title track from the album. I love it. So yeah, again, it is very similar. There was a moment where I wondered, like one of those synth progressions, it felt a bit more like chip tune, which is like a bit more video gamey, which I promise when I say that, that is a very positive association, and I enjoy that bleepy synth type of sound, which again reminds me of like 8 and 16-bit video games in particular. But yeah, I don't know if that was actually technically distinct from the remastered or album version. But yeah, I feel like maybe this version had a bit more electrical sound to it. Either way, like they're very much in a similar territory. And it's funny, like in one way I feel like this is sort of trance-like. It reminds me of, like Balearic or like, Ibiza trance, but it also made me think on this listening. It didn't really make this association when I listened to the remastered version, but on this listen to the promo mix, I was thinking like it's a bit different, but it reminds me of some like 90s happy hardcore. Now the percussion in particular, like it didn't have the same kind of kick drum and bass line that a lot of 90s happy hardcore have, but the tempo is high. It's definitely very energetic. It's got bright and beautiful melodies and very crisp female vocals, both of which were like major features of a lot of popular happy hardcore when I was going to parties in the 90s. So again, with some differences, hearing this version made me think of that association. So either way, I think they're both quite similar and very compelling tracks, and I do wonder, of course, anytime there's different versions of a tune, why one version was made. Was it made like after the album version was released? Was it made in advance? Did they have kind of different versions, and eventually they and or the label runners decide like this is the version that's going to go on the album, this is a version that'll be like a remix on a single release or something. So I do wonder about the legacy there. In any case, let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.